Property Guide, you're watching ET Now. Obviously, we're not in the studio this week. We're at the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, or the Gift City, right outside of Ahemdabad. This is a massively ambitious project spread over nearly 900 acres of land with a total investment ticket of 78,000 crore rupees. It claims to possibly create over 1 million jobs over the next 10 to 12 years. Now imagine what that means for the housing market here. Of course, at the Property Guide, we decided that we must investigate. Half an hour's drive outside of Ahemdabad on the 6-lane highway that leads to Gandhinagar is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pet project, Gift City. To use the word ambitious in this description would be a colossal understatement. Gift is an attempt to build an entire city ground up, with offices, homes, hotels, clubs, a hospital and a school, pre-built with all of the civic amenities of water, power, transport, communication and district cooling.
Gift City is an initiative by the government of Gujarat, and it is inspired by the likes of dockyards in London and Shinjuku in Tokyo, and thus creates for a great financial hub that the government is trying to create in the city of Ahemdabad. It is very strategically located near the DMIC corridor, about 12 kilometers from the airport.
The main attraction at Gift City would be its status as India's first international financial services centre, allowing banks and corporates based here the liberty to transact in foreign currency for the first time. This means forex borrowing, trading and reinsurance. Now the central government has given Gift its nod for the IFSC, but the project is still waiting for guidelines from the RBI and SEBI. Project managers here hope to cater to 8 to 10% of India's financial services potential, creating 1 million jobs in the next 10 years.
A huge amount of investments have been made in creating infrastructure, which means roads and public mode of transport like BRTS and so on. Essentially what it means is that when infrastructure is so good, the growth or increase of prices is under control.
Gift is developing 90 million square feet of commercial, residential and social space to hold an SEZ, a tech park, trading exchanges, data centers, offshore and BPO services, with the hope of becoming the functional headquarters for banking and financial services in India. Gift has already allotted space to SBI, the World Trade Center Association, Sterling Hospitals and Global Insurance Services. The team here claims that allotments for several other banks are in the pipeline. But in order for a city to be truly smart, it has to be able to provide round-the-clock water, electricity, cooling, transportation, sewage and waste management to its citizens, problems that have plagued every Indian city until now. But has the team at Gift managed to find a sustainable solution? And here's where the project began to impress us. IT and communications is at the heart of this project. Gift's entire civic services will be controlled by engineers who manage its water supply, its cooling, waste management, power, elevators, data and wireless in one room.
As far as the implementation of technology in the starting phase is concerned, the entire city is connected over fiber optic network. This fiber optic network connects every building, every office, every block, every utility building which is coming up within the Gift City. Or you are someone who is working in the Gift City, you will be given a card. This is going to be a smart card. It will give you access to the various premises within the Gift City. It will also be a credit or debit card. It will also be used for the prepaid card. If you want to use any of the facilities within the Gift City, for example parking, so you don't have to pay the toll at the parking. The smart take which is pasted on the car will automatically be, your amount will be directed using that smart take from your smart card.
The project claims it has the ability to provide around-the-clock services in water, electricity, solid waste, sewage systems that are designed to handle the load of the city for the next 100 years. In really a first-of-its-kind attempt, Gift City is crisscrossed with tunnels like this one. Separated into dry and wet, it will hold the piping for the cooling systems, for the waste disposals, the power and even all of its information technology. What this basically means is that Gift City is never going to have to drill a hole on its surface roads, at least for the next 100 years. But is all of this enough of a case for an investment? 10 years is a long time, and Gujarat is not traditionally the hub for banking and financial services.
GIFT is still at a very nascent stage in its evolution, and therefore it's probably too early to, for GIFT to emerge as a benchmark for any such smart city. While it has all the ingredients of an intelligent and smart city, however, it yet has to be seen how it evolves and implements, and then most importantly how the city, successfully attracts the set target audience.
GIFT has dedicated 22% of its total space to residential buildings, but these will only be available to employees of businesses based in the city. Regular investors like you and I will not be able to buy homes here. There is room, however, for investment in the commercial space. GIFT is set to have a World Trade Center of its own, which will be part of the WTC network across the world.
Actually, for us, the obvious choice was GIFT City, considering that it was the first smart city of India, and also on the perspective that it is projected to be India's first financial hub, international financial hub. So we see a lot of synergies with the World Trade Center.
Even though the buildings are far from ready, the WTC in GIFT has begun soliciting investments and buyers in commercial space, starting from 500 square feet being priced at 30 lakhs and 50,000. But is it too early to take the bait?
So WTC is a brand, and from that perspective it will deliver very high spec, high quality commercial office space. So no doubt that the commercial office space, amenities and facilities around that would be A grade. But having said that, how much of demand we could see in terms of occupation happening quickly would really translate the investment to be successful or not be successful. So like I said, at the word of caution, I would again advise investors to look at such investments from a more longer term horizon.
This got us thinking, if the city will not create housing for all its employees who work here, does it make sense then to invest in housing projects that are coming up right outside its borders?
Now it also means that so many job created will have demand spiraling even around Gift City. That will also happen. But as I said, the travelling time from Gift City to whether it is Gandhinagar or Ahemdabad is so comfortable that you can actually continue to live in Ahemdabad or Gandhinagar and come to work in Gift City.
And as the sun sets over the site of the South Bridge being built across Sabarmati River in an attempt to reduce the travel time between the airport in Ahemdabad and Gift City. Well, Gift City is under a constant state of construction, and when we come back, we'll meet the man behind the ideas, the person who spent the last 5 years executing this vision. That's on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching The Property Guide on ET Now. Thank you for staying with us. We're at Gift City in Gujarat, and like I promised before we went into break, I am with the man who's putting it all together. Mr. Ramakant Jha is the Managing Director of Gift City. Mr. Jha, thank you so much for spending the afternoon with us. Of course,
Welcome.
This is an intensely ambitious project, and I'm sure when you started off there were a lot of naysayers who said that you can never do something like this in India. How close are you, how confident are you right now of managing to put all three phases together and actually executing it on time, on plan?
Always such projects will come with the apprehension that this may not happen in the country. But it is not so nowadays. As you must have heard Mr. Modi, that India is a happening place, and global financial hub is one of the very important aspects of attaining a economic development in the country. So this was bound to happen, but people were apprehension whether such an ambitious project will come through or not.
Well, this was obviously Mr. Modi's or Prime Minister Modi's pet project when he was Chief Minister. Now that he is Prime Minister, and a lot of, let's be honest, a lot of these infrastructure projects depend upon clearances, depend upon the government's will to get things done. How much easier do you think the way forward is going to be?
It's much better now because people have accepted that India has to progress, and to progress we must develop these facilities on a fast track. And everybody, whether state government or central government, various ministries, they are willing to go forward and do the needful required for the project. But we have to ask for that. It is not on without asking.
Of course, the last piece of support that you're waiting for are the guidelines on IFC from both the RBI and SEBI, and that would be the game changer really when that does come in.
Yeah.
How long is it going to be before you see that come in, and how many investors and banks are waiting in the wings right now for that final piece of paper to come in?
Actually, International Finance Center, IFSC, is a very important element in the global financial gift. Earlier, there were a lot of apprehension because economy was not opening. Now, government has a policy in the last budget, you might have seen, that they are willing to open the economy for FDI, and they are increasing the FDI limit of many sectors. And therefore, the realization has come that IFC is very important. Otherwise, the jobs will not be created here; it will be created elsewhere in the country, in the world, at the cost of India. And I expect that in next 3 to 4 months' time, the rules should be framed. Rules should be there. Already draft rules are there, but they have to approve it.
But this is interesting because up till now, the view of a financial center was always in and around Mumbai, and you did a lot of work in Mumbai yourself. Is it difficult to convince people to start looking outside of Mumbai when you're talking about such a massive financial center?
Absolutely. In the beginning, it was a difficult mindset, to change the mindset, that it can be outside Mumbai. But Mumbai has its own problem, and particularly for International Finance Service Center, the setting is required for a multi-service SEZ, which is not possible in Mumbai, either Bandra Kurla or Nariman Point, because of the existing development. It has to be a new place, and there is no other place except GIFT.
The other thing that we have to look at is the change in mindset about Gujarat as well. Gujarat is a traditionally traders state. It's a state that's focused up to manufacturing. In fact, we've had analysts of the property market who tell us that Gujarat has not up till now managed to attract services talent. The IT BPO talent tends to move south to Bangalore, tends to go up to Delhi. They haven't really been attracted to any portion of Gujarat up till now. Do you think that GIFT will be a game changer there, that you will actually be able to attract services talent from across the country, make them live here?
Yeah, I am confident, and moreover, government initiative, state government initiative has given, push to in that direction. Earlier, there was not much of priority on the higher education in Gujarat, because traders don't require higher education. That was the traditional thing. But nowadays, more and more people, more and more engineering graduates are coming out. About 150,000 engineering graduates come out in Gujarat every year. About 60 to 70,000 MBAs. So that's a big talent pool which is available for last 3-4 years.
Which has up till now been moving out as soon as they finish graduation.
Yeah, because their opportunity were not there.
Yes.
So talent is available. But now if you create opportunity, why they will go out? In fact, if you look at the Bangalore, 65% people are from outside Karnataka. Because opportunities are there, people will come from different parts of the country. Recently, we advertised in GIFT for different posts. I got 2,000 applications from different parts of the country. About 2 years ago, when we had advertised, hardly any application was coming. That's the change.
Do you have a plan of some point of GIFT breaking even and making a profit? And if that's so, what will be the profit split between the two partners?
If there is a profit, then as per the government condition for transfer of land, 80% of surplus will go to first state government.
To the state government.
Because land was given free. And the remaining, this can be split between two partners. 10% to GUDC, which is again government of Gujarat, and 10% to ILFS.
So then technically if we do the math, ILFS is working for a possible profit of 10% if and when it does happen. What is the motivation then for ILFS to be part of this project?
ILFS is not doing with the motivation of profit, but it's a recognition and contribution to the country in developing an unconventional financial hub with 10 lakh jobs, which is a big achievement for any organization, even for government.
I noticed that when you say 10 lakh jobs, you're looking at generating 1 million jobs over the next 10 to 12 years. But in your larger plan, housing is not, you haven't allocated housing for those 1 million employees. Will those employees now, eventually have to live outside of Gift City? Will you be looking at residential property outside of the borders of this city?
You are right. This is a central business district, but it will not be purely commercial. We have allocated 22% of area for residential and 11% for social. But most of the people, because as a result of 1 million job, your resultant population will be 3 to 4 million, which cannot be accommodated in a small area. It requires more than 200 square kilometers. Obviously, it will be located in Gandhinagar, adjoining area, and Ahemdabad. But the connectivity by metro will provide that facility that people can live anywhere and they can commute to this place.
We know that before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's nomination for the Prime Minister's post was announced, he had a meeting, in fact, right here with the heads of various banks, telling them about the project, telling them about his vision for this project. Tell us what sort of response that gave out, and how many of those banks you expect to be clients or to be, based out of Gift City?
Actually, that response was very good, because for the first time, the CMDs of various bank insurance company, along with his senior officer, came to Gift. And seeing is always believing. When they saw the development is taking place, it has already, towers have been developed, infrastructure in place, then their response has been very positive. The follow-up has been very positive. More than 12 banks have already taken space. State Bank has taken land for putting up their own tower. And many foreign banks like Citibank, Bank of America, they are seriously considering of locating their operation here.
In fact, I remember hearing about the fact that there are several teams right now from various states who visited Gift, visited you in particular, and attempted to learn from your execution so far. Do you believe that this is a project that can be replicated in various states across the country, given, of course, the government intention to make it happen?
Yeah, it has got two aspects. One is a global financial hub, another is we are developing as a smart city. So not all the states will be able to set up a global financial hub, but they are very interested in the smart city aspect. And GIFT is the pilot project as a forerunner in the series of 100 smart cities announced by the government. And therefore they are curious to know how we have developed, how you have planned, and what are the facets of GIFT of smart city. And this is a very good learning place. That's why many states, even Government of India teams are coming and studying here.
So tell me this, Mr. Jha, we've had, in fact, I was having this conversation with a few of your team members as well, and we were talking about the fact that once the government and the Prime Minister in particular announced his vision for 100 smart cities, there was a lot of speculation about what a smart city is. There was talk about the fact that Varanasi might see a smart city, Vijayawada or Vizag might be smart cities themselves, and of course there's GIFT that's not only on paper but now physically present. In your mind, since you've been working on this project now since inception, what would constitute a smart city? What would make a city smart?
Yeah, in a simple language, a smart city means the planning should be on the smart concept. That means the optimization of resources and the execution factors are considered. Then the design of various facilities have to be smart. That it should be again optimization of resources, utilization of natural resources, minimization of energy consumption. That's a designing. And third is the operation and maintenance. It has to be such that with minimum cost you can maintain the facility and provide best service to the people and connect to the people in a very easy manner that they can avail of the various services which are rolled out in the city. That's a very simple.
Well, this is obviously something that a lot of the traditional organic cities in our country will not check up to. And since you and I have both worked in Mumbai, let's talk about Mumbai as an example. We know that it started off with Nariman Point. It's now Lower Parel and BKC as the central business districts. None of those three areas are managing to keep up with the traffic, to keep up with the demand, to keep up with the space. When you build something like Gift City and you put down a blueprint, do you have a vision that this blueprint is going to last me 50 years, 100 years, 150 years? How will Gift City keep up with the growing demand, with the need for space, for parking, for transport, for all of those things?
In the gift, as I told you, a smart planning has been done, that instead of giving a plot with a fixed FSI, we are giving a development right. So the density which have been planned will never exceed. And all the common space, common area, is owned by the gift, which will develop as a public space, garden space. Compared to other places where plot is given and then pressure is brought to increase the FSI, they don't leave a space for the movement of the people. But in Gift City, everything is pre-planned. So infrastructure will never be bottleneck. We have assessed the traffic with the increased demand, not only the present demand, that in future what demand can be there with increased car ownership. And our model has been European and American, that in 30, 40 years time, our car ownership will increase to that level. And we have factored that into this, either in the road width, but our main emphasis is on the public transport, metro system, because such a traffic cannot be handled by road.
Water and electricity, is there a vision for that as well?
Yes. Similarly, for electricity, we have assessed the demand, which is about 750 megawatt, and we are setting up substation ourselves, receiving station and substation for that demand. I know that that demand will build up over the 15-20 years when the full development takes place. But we have taken into consideration to minimize the energy consumption by district cooling, by using solar energy, wind energy. So all these factors, that's what it is. Smart city means all these factors have to consider at the planning stage itself.
So, Mr. Jha, I'm going to ask you a slightly personal question. I know that you were living in Ahemdabad and you were shuttling up and down, but you've now decided to live closer to Gift City itself. For all of our viewers who are watching at home, and we have a lot of viewers who watch from overseas, who are emotionally attached to the state of Gujarat, do you believe it makes sense right now to buy and invest in property right outside of Gift City because of the number of jobs and the number of people you're going to draw into this space?
Yeah, actually it makes a lot of business sense because the most of the job creation, about 1 million jobs, is a huge. That will be in Gift. So people will like to locate close by. Nobody wants to travel for the travel sake. And that's one of the things which I started, that I took a house, though it is a new development, close by. So it gives me in 5 minutes time I can be at home.
All right, Mr. Jha, it was such a pleasure talking to you. We wish you all the very best for this project, and we hope to see the skyscrapers touch the sky here at Gift City.
Thank you. Thank
you
very
very much. All right, so that's a wrap on Property Guide. Remember, if you have questions about anything you heard on the show, write to us. Email ID is on your screen, and you can reach me on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching.